Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. It's Thursday. Packers back out on the practice field sans pads this afternoon. Rudy Ford added to the injury report. Just dropped a video on that. Make sure you check that out. Matt LaFleur saying they're changing some things up there in the old practice routine. We'll see if it means anything on Sunday, but it's good to see them trying to do something, at least something a little different. Apparently some unscripted periods, some more competitive periods. We'll see what it all means come Sunday when the Rams come to town. The Rams who are dealing with a quarterback who can't seemingly grip a football or throw it or practice in any way, shape, or form. Stafford did not practice yesterday. I haven't seen an update today yet, but he is dealing with an injury to his thumb on his throwing hand. Sure, feeling like he's not going to make this game, and you know how the Packers roll. We all remember Jason Garrett on Thanksgiving. The Packers are here to make backups look like gods. That's what they do. It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. We can't help it, especially when we're trading away our best corner prior to the contest. Yeah, I said best. In 2023, Rasul was the best corner the Green Bay Packers were putting out on the field, at least up until this point. Who knows? Maybe a renewed focus on Jair Alexander ups his game, but we'll see. How's everybody doing in the comments section? So good to see everybody. Hope you're hanging out, having a good time. Soder's here. It's always good to see Soder hanging out. Aaron Jones, speaking of practice, in the red non-contact jersey. Handle Aaron Jones with care. Because goodness knows, ladies and gentlemen, we have to make sure he's in tip-top shape, unblemished, so he can be ignored on Sunday. I kid, Matt LaFleur, I kid. However, if we see another goal line sequence without a Aaron Jones carry, I'm going to rip what little hair I have left out of my head. Aaron Jones is a red zone weapon. I get you want the red jersey on him so he doesn't get touched in practice, but you need to remember to see red when Aaron Jones is in the game on Sunday. In the red zone, you should be thinking Aaron Jones. Make it the Jones zone. Aaron Jones is one of the most lethal dudes in the league at getting skinny, finding space, and getting the ball across the end zone line. It is one of his best traits. And Matt LaFleur, for whatever reason, refuses to utilize him as such. I don't know why. It's driving me nuts. Also, can we not go shotgun spread from the one, please? 4 downs in a row. I'm just venting now. Hope you're all doing well. Good to see you all. Hey, I do want to give Brent a shout out because he put a bunch of new stuff up in the Cheesehead TV store, including a great flag shirt that you can wear and display your Green Bay pride, fly your fan flag high, and then a new Carry the G shirt. So cool to have new Carry the G merch in the store. I've got the store link right here in the comment section for you. Boom, there it is. Remember, Patreon members, you get a special discount. So make sure you search for the merch discount on the Patreon page. All sorts, and those are just a couple examples. There's lots of new stuff up in the merch store for you guys to, show people that you carry the G. Let people know. Yes, the Packers are losing. Yeah, it's a down year, but that doesn't mean you stop being a Packers fan. Or, well, if it does, I mean, A, this probably isn't the channel for you, and B, you probably were a bandwagoner to begin with. So it's fine. I understand that. You're allowed. This is a free country and a free world, and you can do what you want. But Packers fans, real, actual Packers fans, we're proud of being Packers fans, no matter what the team is doing. Yeah, they're in a downswing right now, but I look forward to them turning it around. And I want to let everyone know the merch I wear. The Cheesehead TV merch is available to you in the link. Brandy. Aaron Jones is a weapon that only gets used every other month. That does seem to track. That does seem to be the case. Don't think you're far off. TKM, what's up, man? Okay, Mr. Positivity chiming in. Jordan Love, future of the franchise. We are Packers fans. We bleed green and gold. 10 wins left in the season. Start printing the shirts. Love you, Nags. Go Pack, go. Hey, man. You and Jair Alexander, you're on the same wavelength. Jair's saying they're going to win out. I'm just hoping they can beat the Rams. That's where I'm at. That's just how I'm rolling. I'm with Brian Gutekunst on this. I ain't thinking about the offseason. I ain't thinking about the trajectory of the roster. All I care about is beating the Rams. And I'm not even convinced they can do that. So we'll see. We shall see. Joseph, what's up, man? Much love to you, Aaron. This Packers team doesn't deserve your dedication. Oh, that's not true. Joseph, that's very kind of you to say, but man, look, you're going to get me all introspective here, Joseph. And I guess, we're trending towards the end of the week and we all have to just kind of wait for the game at this point. So I understand that sentiment, but man, for all the heartache and all the pain and all the angst and all the frustration that the Packers may cause myself, you, fans in general, they're still the greatest organization in sports. I mean, that's just historically. And it's not because the fact that it is quote unquote fan owned, even though we know that's just a mechanism for basically, holding the team as it is in amber almost and making sure that it survives and it is run very much like a business. And I understand that aspect of it, but I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about yesterday on transplants and the Mel Kanoki ad that I put up, this morning on my Twitter account. The team has always meant so much to me because of family, and because of my connection to my family through the team. My grandparents, my grandpa, I mean, I've told you guys 100 times, my earliest memory in my life is my grandfather taking me to Lambeau when I was 3 years old. It's my earliest memory ever on the history of this planet. That's how I've existed my entire life has been with the Green Bay Packers as a major component of it. Um, Having lunch with my grandmother the last time before she passed, she told me more about the Packers in that lunch and her time like rooting for the Packers than we had ever spoken about throughout my entire kind of time growing up in Wisconsin. I had gone off to college and then come back, and we had that lunch, and it was amazing just hearing about going to watch the Packers play in a field, before they even had a stadium really, or how she wore her finest Sunday best to go tailgate prior to the Ice Bowl. You know, just things like that. Is the connection to my family that makes the Packers feel like family. And I understand they're not. I get that. Trust me. But that's what they mean to me. And that's why when you're online and you see people bagging on the Packers or, especially rival fan bases, which is fine. Like, it's part of the gig, right? It's part of the world, especially in the NFL. Like, you're going to take shit from other fan bases, as you should. That's, again, I understand that aspect of it. But great. So you're connected to your team how? Like some teams, I mean, I think like the Steelers are kind of like that, have a very kind of similar fan base because of family generationally passing things on. But like what the Panthers say, you know, how are you a deep-rooted Panthers fan or a deep-rooted Titans fan? You know what I mean? Like, and not to denigrate those fan bases or the fact that they are passionate about those teams, but it's just a very different thing. It's a very different relationship for me, you know? So you say they don't deserve it. Oh, man, they've given me a lot. Even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes and it feels like it's nothing but pain and heartache and all that. The connection, and again, I'll say it probably for the rest of my life, just going to London and seeing how many people worldwide connect to the Packers through Cheesehead TV just means the world to me. And that's why I do what I do, because I know there are other people like you, like me, who love the Packers unconditionally. And yeah, we're going to go through some tough times at times, but that just makes the up times all the sweeter. And there's no greater moment in my life than hugging my girls after the Packers won the Super Bowl. And I thought 96 couldn't be topped. Coming out of the morass of the 70s and 80s and thinking, oh, God, my team's never, ever, ever going to get to the playoffs, let alone win a Super Bowl. And then I saw them win a Super Bowl. And you know what was better than that? Watching the Packers win a Super Bowl with my kids. I mean, it doesn't get any better. You know what I mean? Especially because of what the Packers meant to me and my family when I was growing up. So, yeah, I mean, that's a very long answer, Joseph, and I'm sorry for rambling, but yeah, it means the world to me, man. The team does, the franchise does, what it represents as far as connecting me to what's important in life, which is my family. That's just how I roll. I understand lots of NFL fans will feel very differently, but that's me. And I'm the one with the microphone. Mimsy, what's up? Why not trade Jones if we aren't playing him? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they would have listened to calls, but no one's calling for an aging running back with injury problems who's dealt with a hamstring all year on a contract, which, yes, he took a pay cut this offseason, but still, he's making a significant amount of money for that position. So if they were to trade him and be active in trying to do so, they'd probably have to give him away. And why would you just give him away? That makes no sense, especially after paying him. They're going to utilize him intermittently, and it will be frustrated with his usage. But, yeah, just giving him away doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Bryson, what's up? I don't feel comfortable knowing the brain trust in lockstep with Myers is playing good ball. That should get them canned alone, LOL. Yeah, I was not a fan of Brian saying that out loud. I'll tell you that. I mean, is Myers, now look, you want to play semantics, you want to talk about statements in public. Is Myers playing the best ball of his career? Probably. But that's a low bar. I don't think that's something that should be trumpeted. And not that they were trumpeting it. It's not like they put out a press release about it. But for Steno and Brian to sit there and, piss in our leg and tell us that it's raining is kind of ridiculous. Sure, yes, I agree. Playing the best ball of his career. The best ball of his career is wildly inconsistent for an NFL starter. Both of those can be true, right? Ryan, what's up, man? With Goody's comments on Love, is he admitting he made a mistake? Quoi? No, not at all. I didn't read any of that in that presser yesterday. I know Adam Schefter did for a moment until he deleted his tweet. But, yeah, no. It's frustrating, and it's taking some time to find their footing on offense. There's no doubt about that. But, no, not at all. Lambeau Leo's got the idea here. Only takes one game. Go, Pack, go. There you go, Lambeau Leo. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, we're here. Get them there. Come on now. Bumpa J. What a handle. What's up, man? I would love to hear Matt LaFleur or Goody answer the question, what do you have to say to the fans? Oh, well, did you miss Brian Gutekunst yesterday? He had the opportunity. And God bless, I believe it's called Poor Man's Packers Podcast, who pointed this out, because I kind of had the same reaction. Brian was asked, I think it was the second to last question of the press conference. Somebody, it sounded like a TV reporter, said, what is your message to the fans? And Brian literally started his answer with, I'm not big on messaging to the fans, which I understand could probably mean look, it's my job to construct the roster and make the transactions and my PR is not my gig, right? That's probably how he meant it. But man, it was such a bad look, as the kids might say, such a bad way to start that answer. Especially when you go back and look at his introductory press conference where he acknowledges how frustrating it was for the public dealing with Ted Thompson being a hermit his entire tenure, and more so as his tenure went on. So for Brian to kind of start to take on the Ted Thompson-esque, look, I don't want to deal with the fans in the publicly owned team is just a bad look. It's just a bad look. You can't continually trumpet how awesome your fan base is and that you're publicly owned. And, oh, by the way, every couple years or every 5, 8, 10 years, we're going to have a stock sale. Hey, support your team. This is the only publicly owned team. You guys mean so much. And then the head of football says, yeah, I'm not really into the fans. It's a bad look, man. It's just a bad look. And again, I kind of think I understand what he was saying or trying to say there. He's not PR, right? That's not his gig. But you do have a gig because of the fans. And they should never, ever lose sight of that. Ever. So, yeah, I hear you, Bump. Mimsy, what's up? Props to Camille covering two teams with coaches not scheming to the strength of their players. That's great. Shock Corey allowed her locked-on tie to Bukowski. Mimsy, you'll be happy to hear that I am appearing with one Peter Bukowski on Locked On Packers. Sometime. I recorded it this morning. I don't know when he's releasing it, but look for that soon. And, I book who I want. Corey doesn't get to tell me what to do. But yes, Camille is the bomb.com. And yeah, that was a rough game for my Bucks last night. Tough stuff. TKM, what's up? Monday, 1-0. Practice, repeat to 10 wins. Go, Pack, go. TKM's on the one, man. I love it. I need whatever you're having. And I'm not saying it's illegal substance related, but I need whatever you're having. TKM. It's good stuff. Don Vito, what's up, man? Did you get any inference about Goot saying these next 10 games are very important for Jordan for next year? Grading Love is impossible this year. I took that at face value. And I get maybe perhaps that's what people are latching onto when it comes to, the dark portend. What does this portend for the future of Jordan Love? I mean, it's important for Jordan, zero doubt, just in his development, right? But to your point, it's a little hard to develop or even glean anything from what you're looking at when it's a fucking, fire drill every other play. Um, I just took it as 10 games. These next 10 games are important because they're the last 10 games of his first year as a starter, and they are. I do wonder, though, could there be an undercurrent of, we don't start winning some football games, we're going to be at the top of the draft. There are going to be some really talented quarterbacks available. Might be hard not to take one. We'll see. Joe, what's up, man? Anything in particular about Love's demeanor or mentality that might make you think that he can weather this storm or not? Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'd like to see him show a little bit more emotion, but at this point, he's so calm. I think he could weather anything. I think a meteorite could slam down on Lambeau and wipe out the entire facility and everyone in it. And Jordan would be out on the practice field and be like, "All right, what's the play call for second down?" Like, he's so calm. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing the guy. So, yeah, I don't worry about him being able to weather the storm. Like, I don't see much in the way of distraction when it comes to his emotion and his mentality, as you put it, or demeanor. I think if anything, it's the absolute best possible demeanor you could have, given that everything around him is a tire fire and he's just trying to make things work. And now that you brought this up, I do want to say I don't know how many of you are masochistic enough to watch the post-game press conferences after these losses, but of course they are on Packers YouTube and the comment sections are hilarious. Like, just some of the funniest, over the top reactions, and for the most part, I get it. People are passionate, fans are passionate. God bless you. Have at it. Call for Matt's firing. Call for Jordan Love to be benched. I totally get all that. But there's this trend now, every game, when Jordan Love is up in front of the microphone, where people are making fun of how he speaks. Because he says, it's a verbal tick, absolutely something he probably needs to work on in the offseason as far as dealing with PR, having maybe a coach come in and work with it, because, yes, there are people who do that. I know plenty of them. But he does that. When he's searching for a word, he'll say, da 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 da, da 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 da. And now there's this thing on the fucking YouTube comments where people are like, "Oh, that's 10 ums. Oh, that's 12 ums." You all need to get a fucking life. All right? I'd love to see you go and do anything. I mean anything in this world at the level Jordan Love is doing it. Because guess what? Even if you think he is the worst quarterback to ever step foot on a football field in the NFL, he's still on a football field in the NFL, which is more than you'll ever accomplish, most likely ever in your life. And then when he's done with that, after another really super disappointing afternoon or evening or whatever, he has to come up at a podium with a microphone and talk to a bunch of dudes and gals who want to question everything he just did and talk about how bad it was and give answers for why things aren't working repeatedly, game after game after game. And, a couple times he says, you do that. You try and do it. I guarantee you'd be a blubbering mess. Jordan Love's a professional, which is more so than I can say about anybody making fun of how he speaks at the podium. That shit is so childish and juvenile and just absolutely pisses me off. It's fine. I'm an old man. I'm just going to be grumpy. It's fine. But shit, it bugs me to no end. I hate it. William, what's up? Goody playing the best George Costanza. Remember, it's not a lie, if you believe it. Well, it's not a lie. I mean, if we're talking about Josh Myers again, it's not a lie. Playing his best ball. His best ball is not very good. Menace, what's up? Speaking of family nags, hot scoop for our family here. New addition to the Pack fandom I was informed of this week. Baby Menace coming to us April in 24. She will carry the G and fly the W. Well, I don't know about that last part, but I'm really happy for you, Menace. Congratulations. We'll work on the Brewers affiliation. Abdul, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Aaron, rank what you think is the cause of the O-line struggles from most to least. Talent, coaching, scheme. I can't say scheme. I think the scheme is sound. Coaching, I don't know what they're being coached. I mean, I know what Mike Wallace said, and I know what others have said, but I don't know. I don't know what they're being coached. I don't know what's being taught in the classroom and then being reinforced when they're on the grass, and then I don't know what's not transferring over to the playing field on Sunday. If I knew that, I could probably make this determination. But I don't know, so I can't. What's up, man? Goot preaching Myers sounded more concerning to me than being 2-5. It's going to be longer than expected, but I'm still confident we're headed in the right way. Yeah, I understand the Goody thing with Myers and all that, but like, what would you like him to say? Like, this is the other component here. It's like, what is he supposed to say? Yeah, you guys are right. These guys are playing like dog ass. Like, what message does that send to the locker room? Does that instill the guys with confidence? They know they're not playing well. They see the film work each and every week. They're going through each and every play and being graded on every single one of them. It's not like they need the general manager out there talking to the general public and talking about how bad they are. They know where they're struggling. You know what I mean? So I just wouldn't read too much into it. That's all I'm saying. That's where I'm at with it. Abdul, thanks again, man. I think we agree that we can't count on Bakhtiari next year because of his knee. Do you feel the same way about Jones? Would you be more likely to trust his health? That's a great question, Abdul. Yeah, I mean, I want to because I know he's so dynamic, and the offense is, I mean, can't say 1,000 times better than him because they haven't really been able to do much of anything, even when he's in there, outside of the Bears game. But he has been dealing with injury. But yeah, no, I want to. But given what his cap hit is supposed to be, probably not. I got to think they'll probably be looking at drafting a running back next year. Maybe not early, but at some point. I mean, Jones was a day 3 guy. You know, maybe they do the same thing they did the year he was drafted. Draft a couple on day 3. But they got to start looking to the future because A.J. Dillon ain't the answer. You know, you drafted him in the second fucking round thinking he was going to develop into a guy you could count on long term, probably thinking we'll transition away from Jones eventually. That hasn't materialized. So, I mean, I want to, but I can't honestly sit here and say that, yeah, that's sound reasoning, right? I mean, at this point, I think you got to start planning for life after Jones. It ain't show friends, it's show business. Abdul, never apologize for super chats, dude. Sorry, last one. Who's the locker room leader now that Rasul's gone? Any idea if Bakhtiari is still around with the team / locker room? That's a really good question. I haven't been able to determine whether, you know, David's there or not. I know he's been back and forth with surgeries and what have you. But yeah, it's a good question, man. I would think, you know, guys like Jair are more lead by example type guys. They're not really rah-rah guys. So I don't know. It's a great question. Maybe that happens kind of organically over the second half of the season. I know guys look to Aaron Jones, you know, as far as being a leader. I don't know how rah-rah and vocal he is, but, you know, he's been there a long time now. He is looked at as one of the old vets, you know, so it's possible he's the guy. Jeff, what's up, man? Aaron, 100% agree with you what you're saying about Jordan Love. He is great at the podium. Anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong. Yeah, man, look, I'm not trying to pump up his podium appearances. I think he's not done it a lot. He's not used to it. This is his first year having to do it. So, of course, yeah, there's going to be some verbal tics and things he can work on or whatever. But it's like 1/1000th of the like 1/100 millionth on the list of things he needs to work on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. I understand it's annoying. I get it. But, like, making fun of it is fucking ridiculous, man. TKM, thanks again, man. Love Murph, obvious on my socials. Love Goot, love Russ Ball, love HCML, and gush anyone else that reports to Lambo. Good pack go. Love you, Nags. Thanks, TKM. You're a real one, man. Matthew, what's up, man? 12 and 5, Nags. Starts with the Rams. Cheers, buddy. Matthew, I love where your head's at, bud. Joe, what's up, man? I do miss Rodgers' post-game press conferences. Is that odd? Not at all. Look, what was so great about hearing from Aaron and the reason it garnered so much attention is because he had seen it all, right? And he was such a learned vet, and he had a really good way of expressing himself about it. Like, the football side of it, like, you loved it. Like, I'm not going to talk about whatever else he's talking about on McAfee regarding things that aren't football related. But in a post-game presser or even during his weekly availability, when he's mostly talking about football, it was great. I loved it, and that's why I fucking geeked out. Like, during those sessions when we got him on Zoom during the pandemic, when I could ask him questions every week. I mean, that was gold, man. You know, I can't lie. I geeked out every time I got to ask him a question. And he gave some great answers. And he was really nice to me that last summer he was in camp, and we talked a little bit in the locker room about me asking questions. He said, I really appreciate your questions and things like that. And, like, it was awesome because he had seen and done so much, you know? But, yeah, go back to his first year as a starter. You're not getting these, like, long, involved football answers or long, involved answers at all because he just hadn't seen and done it yet. And I'm not saying Jordan's going to get there in time even. Like, he's his own man, whatever. However his public persona proceeds, whatever. That is what it is. But, yeah, no, Aaron at the podium or in the locker was great. You know, it was gold every time. One of my favorites was when I asked him about John Madden, you know, and his memories of getting to talk to John Madden his first time as a starter and having the production meeting for the first time as a starter and having John Madden there. Like, all that was so good. Don Vito, what's up, man? The RAS score is a dumb way to draft. Well, okay, let's be clear here. The Packers don't use RAS scores. Like, that is something that has been created by Ken, a person in public, where he has clearly lined up whatever it is the Packers look at athletically, but they're not looking at Ken's RAS scores. Let's just be 100% clear on that, all right? I don't doubt for a moment that they are using some kind of metrics, but they're not using RAS. Now, that said, yes, they put a premium on athleticism. And do they do so to a fault? I tend to agree. But to say a blanket, it's a dumb way to draft, I'm not so sure I agree there. Mimsy, what's up? Can Door County economy survive the 2024 roster cuts? Oh, damn. Damn, that's a deep cut right there, Mimsy. That is a deep cut, man. Cheeto, what's up? Took my son's trick-or-treating. I stood at the end of the driveway with other dads/Packer fans. Were we sad because it was 30 degrees out or because we suck? Seriously, head held high. Not smiling, but high. Packers fans till the day we die, man. That's how you got to roll. Well, that's how I roll anyway. I feel you. I feel you, Cheeto. Jeff, what's up, man? People who hate a stammer need to go watch some Bob Newhart. I mean, A, you're dating yourself there, but B, yes, 1,000% correct. All right, everybody, I got to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. If you're a Patreon member or a Carry the G Club member here on YouTube, don't forget, this week's happy hour is tonight. That's right, a Thursday night happy hour. Tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Lambeau time. Information is on your respective pages. The rest of you, please, hit like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We're devoted to the Green Bay Packers and Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack, go.